Hey everyone, it's Reverend Chris talking to you today about enemies. Just wanted to give you our Detroit local greeting and say what up, doe. I had a request to wear the white hoodie from someone in my family, so I did that today. This is actually from my mother, and she gave it to me probably a year ago. I'm not sure where she got it, probably a yard sale, which is totally cool. Okay, so today I'm talking to you about enemies. I just had a lot of random thoughts about that in the past week. Not that I have somebody personally attacking me right now, but what tends to happen is the higher level you get in your life, in your career, you attract these people I call haters. That might be a local term also, maybe not. But anyway, I consider a hater to be somebody who's jealous because you're getting ahead in your life and they're not getting ahead in their life. But if you think about hate or enemies in the Bible, Jesus mainly talks about the devil being the main enemy. And also, remember, Jesus had tons of haters, and nobody really remembers them as much. Of course, Jesus is the name above all names, so that tells you right there, if you have a lot of haters, you're doing something right. So, haters are usually jealous of you, or they're offended, or your enemies usually, for some reason, are angry with you because they're jealous of you for some reason. This has been from my experience. They compare themselves to you, and I feel like their anger for you comes from their judgment of you and maybe possibly their self. The more successful you are and the more positive you are, the more enemies or haters will come your way, or you will gain those people. And the unfortunate part is a lot of times those people will pose as a friend at first. People on a higher level in their life or that get a lot of recognition attract these haters. And some examples are celebrities. Donald Trump is an example, and President Obama is definitely an example. He has so many haters, critics all the time. People hate him because he's has a high position. People hate him because he's, black. People hate him for all these reasons, and then they don't see the positive things he's really doing. Or maybe because he's done positive things, that makes people hate him more, which is very unfortunate. I feel that being the president is probably the most criticized position you can have in America, and it's also very hard. You cannot really please all of the people. So just be thankful that our gas prices have been so low. Our mortgage crisis has turned around significantly, and there are many positive things happening. Our Health Care Act, more people are insured now. I know these are controversial topics, but I just want to give praise and thanks to our president. He deserves our respect just due to his position. Well, okay, so on a side note, people look for the negative more in people that are positive. A lot of times these types of people kind of hate their self. They hate that they're not where they want to be in their life. They hate that you have something they don't have. They don't want to see the work you put in to get where you are. They maybe wanted your promotion, but did they apply for it? Did they, do the hard work and put in the hours you put in? They just wanted it maybe handed to them. And that's happened a lot in my life too, especially in my nursing career. A lot of women want to be, the head nurse in charge, and but did they further their education? Did they get certified to specialize in something? Did they have a good attendance record? Was their attitude good? There's many reasons why I or someone else may have been promoted before them, but they don't want to see their fault in the situation. They just want to see that they feel they deserve those titles and those that recognition, even though they didn't really do the work. So, all right, my advice is to be proud of who you are, stay in your own lane is what we say, and kind of ignore everyone else. If you focus on your goals and your family and positive things you're doing, it doesn't matter what those other people think. I don't have time to worry about what everybody else thinks about me because I'm so busy worrying about what I got to do. I'm busy being blessed and helping others, and I know those haters don't really get ahead unless they realize what they're doing. And you can't make somebody realize their fault or what they're doing. They have to realize it on their own, and that's a long process for that person. So your job really, according to the Bible, is just to love everyone, whether they like you or not. And that doesn't mean you have to be best friends with everybody, invite them in your home, anything like that. Just be kind to every person, forgive them when they do things to you, and just, your job is to love. So I have some Bible verses to go over quickly. The first one is Exodus 23:22. And it says, "If you listen carefully to what he says and do all I say, I will be an I will be an enemy to all your enemies and will oppose those who oppose you." So I think what God says, if you are doing the things you're supposed to be doing and doing what he says, he's going to make sure those enemies can't really do anything to you. So they might seem like a threat, but really they're not. Okay, Luke 6:27, "But I tell you who hear me, love your enemies. Do good things to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you, and pray for those who mistreat you." So that's pretty plain right there. Pretty much, when you realize somebody's your enemy, love them harder. It's kind of the best revenge. They don't know what to do about it. One time, in one of my nursing jobs early on, I had a woman who just could not stand me. She was a very angry person, and I was working on Christmas Eve. She just came into work. He was yelling and screaming, and I just looked at her and I said, "I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. God bless you," and walked away. And she just stood there and did not know what to do. And to me, that was the best revenge. I gave love back to her hate. There was nothing she could say. I just said nothing wrong to her. I didn't raise my voice, and it stopped her dead in her tracks. She couldn't really say much. So I gave back with love, and that was the best revenge. So, okay, I have Romans 12:20 says, "On the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. In doing this, you heap burning coals on his head." So this is one of my favorite Bible verses I heard growing up, actually. The kinder and sweeter you are to somebody who's against you, it burns them up so much, like these heaping hot coals that the Bible talks about. They are so angry. The nicer you are, the kinder you are, the more you do for them, they just don't know what to do. They're looking for a fight. They're looking for you to retaliate. They're looking for you to look bad. And the sweeter you are, the better you look to everybody else. Wow, Reverend Kr1s is so sweet. She has all those haters, and she's just loving them all and being peaceful and giving to their charity. Wow. And more people will talk about you being good, and that will make them look worse. So it's really kind of interesting how that works. All right, so Psalm 37:1 through 2. "Do not fret because of evil men, or be envious of those who do wrong. For like the grass, they will soon wither. Like green plants, they will soon die away." So, pretty much, later on, eventually, their evil ways will get them nowhere, is what this is saying. So just keep that in mind. It's a comforting thing to know. You don't really need to ever seek revenge. The Bible says revenge will come their way. And give your battles to the Lord. The Lord will take care of it. Ooh, my neighbors are banging around. Okay, Ephesians 4:32. "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ has forgiven you." So when you have somebody really coming and attacking you, attacking your character, doing something to you that's wrong in some way, seeking revenge on you in some way, when you're kind and compassionate and forgiving, that's not to help them in any way. It's because you were forgiven by God and you need to forgive others. It's your commandment. So you kind of don't have a choice. You need to just let things go and forgive for your own peace and to serve God. All right, Psalm 21:11. "Though they plot evil against you and devise wicked schemes, they cannot succeed." So there you go. Open up the middle of your Bible will be the book of Psalms. It's in the direct center. And it's all very good advice. It's very practical and pretty easy to read for the most part. And you will hear these wonderful, words of wisdom. Basically, this is saying in Psalm, no one can succeed against you, especially if you're serving God. It's all just the devil trying to work against you, and it can't succeed if you don't let it. Okay, lastly, Matthew 7:3 through 5. Why do you look at a speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? So what this is, like I was saying before, the stay in your lane. Pretty much, why are you looking at other people and looking for their flaws and trying to hate on them when you have so many problems of your own you need to take care of? I think this is kind of explaining the haters kind of have it backwards. Instead of focusing all their energy on what you're doing and looking at your Facebook or asking your friends about you, if they would focus on their self, they would get farther ahead. So I hope all of this gave you something to think about if you're in a situation with somebody that you're having a disagreement with, or to help you have peace if you're having somebody attacking you. If the enemies were smart, they would just take their tips from you instead of hating you, and they could learn a lot, or vice versa. Possibly you could help or learn from someone else that you're not really getting along with. In Detroit, we always say feed the haters to the gators. That just means that later they're just gonna, make their own trouble. So that just always keep in mind to love everyone. The Bible just preaches that in every situation. If you take nothing else away from this, if there's somebody that you're having a disagreement with or somebody that's coming against you, always pray for them, love them, and good things will come your way. I want to wish everyone a happy week. Thank you so much for always watching. I appreciate your support, and have a great day.